you know, we're very honest with each other, and it's a game that was disappointing for a number of different reasons. The main one being that we're a team that likes to pride ourselves on our creative football and the amount of goals that we're expected to score. You know, breaking the record for scoring the most goals in qualifying. We're very proud of that. And then we come to the big stuff, and we were unable to, we were a blunt instrument, which is not like us. So we've talked around that. You know, we're under no illusions that if we're going to win games, we need to score, and that's what we normally do. So there's been quite a bit of reflection, obviously disappointment. You know, we met up a few days ago, and in essence, really, it was our third training session, the game against Switzerland, and we've got to adapt and make sure that we bounce back for Portugal, who is a very good opponent also.
With the depth of availability in terms of the talent that you have sort of at your disposal, are we expecting a whole lot of changes, and then sort of a tactical approach as well? Are you expecting some changes?
Well, I think you've got to adapt to what you're playing. You know, the Portuguese will play differently to the Swiss. The Portuguese will be 4-3-3 or a 4-diamond-2. So that gives us a few tactical strengths that we could work on, and also that they can give us some problems as well. So, you know, we've worked on that today. We've spent some time on Portugal today. You know, we're just excited about getting going now.
You speak about the Portuguese, you've spoken about them twice in the two opening sort of comments. What did you make? I know you would be a manager that's watching all of these games. What did you make of their opening game against Croatia and sort of the squad depth that they have too?
Well, I thought it was a very tight game. Croatia obviously went with a game plan, 5-4-1 to block and stop the Portuguese. And they had a couple of chances from set plays, but the Portuguese were good. I thought they looked really slick. We know them. We've known them through the pathway, and we know they're a difficult opponent. They're a very good team. But that's all part of why we're here, really, to test ourselves against teams like that. So we're looking forward to it. We know they've got some good players, you know, but so have we.
Post-game to Switzerland, you gave a really honest and profound comment, describing it as 5 cup finals that's almost left within this tournament for you to be successful. Have you conveyed that message to your squad at this moment in time in terms of the importance and looking at it as if it's individual cup finals? Yeah,
I mean, they know the importance of it, JD. They know, you know, this is tournament football. The history is there. We've done it 2017. We drew our first game and managed to qualify. You know, Spain last in 2019 lost their first game and managed to go and win it. And even, you know, let's go back to 1966 in a tournament. We drew our first game against Uruguay, and, you know, the whole world was sad. But that's tournament football. You can quickly change it around. And, you know, the next time I speak to you, I hope I'm speaking to you with a big smile, because we've got 3 points and we've done a good job. And that is the aim. You know, we came here we knew 6 points would definitely do it to get us through, and we're still on track to do that. Yeah, we've had a blip in the road, but, you know, if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
It's very true. My final one to you then is, you've always been so honest and so profound about the status you hold, how proud you are to be England under 21's manager as well. Just in reflection, would you say this is the most important game that you've had so far over your tenure as a manager?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I think you know, the next game is always the most important one. But when you're in a tournament, it just ramps it right up, you know. And you're right, I do look at the other games. I do see the other teams, and I look at the quality that's in the competition. And we want to be at the top end of that. We want to be competing, you know, towards the last stages of tournaments. And this situation we're in now is part of the development and the growth of our players. It's the pathway. It's there. The opportunity is there. So the players know, the staff know, I know the importance of it, and we'll make sure we do everything we can within our power to see if we can get a good result.
Aidy, thank you always for being honest, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow, mate.
Okay, mate. No problem. Thanks, JD.
Thanks as always, JD. We'll go to Ian Abrahams at TalkSport, please.
Hi, Aidy. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Ian, how are you?
Not too bad. It's very similar to 2 years ago, isn't it? I mean, it could be a situation tomorrow night whereby if you lose and the other result goes your way, goes against you, you could be out of the tournament after 2 games.
Well, it's a different sort of format this time around, as you'll know. But yeah, I think if you know, we came here to set out with a game plan to win 2 games out of 3, ideally 3. That's what we aim for. But that hasn't happened, and we're still on track. We've just got to make sure we pull ourselves together and get cracking for the next game.
Where do you look at? I mean, after the first game, you were highlighting very much the lack of shots on target, the lack of attacking play. Is that where your changes are going to come tomorrow?
Well, it's not really that we need to change it, mate, to be honest, because that's what we've been doing. You know, with record goal scorers in qualifying, we've managed to, you know, get ourselves expected goals of 2.3 per game. And then we produce something when we get to a tournament that's, you know, completely different to what we're used to seeing from England under 21. So it'll be, yeah, the players have been reminded about the importance of how we play the game, and the players have been reminded about the importance of making sure that we score goals and create. That is what we do, which is why we were all, you know, a little bit irritated with what we got the other day against Switzerland.
But I mean, there's very little service for Aidy Nketiah. Yes, he can score goals. He's our record goal scorer, but without that service, Aidy, he can't score goals.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But as I said before, he has been getting plenty of chances and he has been scoring. That's why he's a record goal scorer. So there's your sort of proof that we're a team that scores goals and looks to attack. And you're right as well that, you know, we were disappointed with the performance and disappointed with the result. But the good thing about this is it comes around quick. You've got no time for being moody. You've got to get straight on with it. And, you know, we've got the next game coming up fast.
Final question for me is kind of 2 questions. 2 years ago, you left Phil Foden out of what was a crucial second game, and maybe that was one of the reasons why it didn't go right for you in that second game. What have you learnt from that one selection decision ahead of tomorrow, and how much would you say is your career as under 21 manager on the line tomorrow?
Well, first one, I think I said at the time that Phil had played something like 180 minutes in 3 months, and I think when I put the team out there, I don't think anybody picked it the same as me, because nobody really thought Phil would be ready for it. But obviously, clearly he was. He had a brilliant tournament for us. But I had to look after him, and just as I do all the players, you know, it's not just about, you know, working them so hard that we get them injured. We've got to be careful. We've got to be scientific. And in Phil's case, it was the right thing to leave him out, even though it weakened the team, because he was at serious risk of injury. But when you lose and you go out, nobody's really bothered about that. So to answer your second point, I feel very fortunate to have represented and to still represent my country and to work with the best players in Europe and some in the world. But they're young players, they're young boys, and they're still learning. They're not quite ready yet. And the reason that we've got so many through is because we've stressed them, pushed them up, which means we've got a younger group because of the amount of players in the first team. So is it an important game for me? I think it's an important game for England under 21s. And I think, you know, we're still in there fighting, mate. And you know me well enough to know that I won't go down without a fight.